Hello, uh, fertility and transness. I'm Riva Zmajoki. And obviously, I want to deal with difficult topics. I have two children, and I gave birth to them, and I got really wide while doing so, and my boobs got bigger, which probably for any other woman would be nice, but it made me realize just how nice it was to have boobs so small that I didn't have to bind them for them to be unseen and sometimes to be shouted out that I left my boobs at home, which I found funny. But demand of trans people to give birth, that to have children or not, it's a very personal decision and a very private decision. And I'm of course leaning on J.K. Rowling controversy because I went through her post, and people constantly go back to fertility, and I feel that in my last video I dismissed fertility too quickly, and it's a painful and big topic. And I think of a moment in the Danish Girl. Was it Danish Girl with Eddie Redmayne when he played the first transgender woman to go through surgery? When she naively asked, "Can she have children now when she is a woman?" That she wants to have children, and we today are still not yet at that point when you can change your gender and have children in your changed gender. And fertility is the price trans people pay for their transition, and therefore it's a very hard decision and it's not easy, and I think it's very individual, person by person. Still, I think the concern people have is fair. How young people can be to decide to make such a big life change, to denounce their ability to have children. And it's a painful part, and it's like you said, uncomfortable part, because people don't like to think about negative aspects of being trans. But not all people want to have children, and not all. It's a very private decision, and I think it varies from person to person. And I wanted to have children, and I wasn't sure, do I want to have children or not? But now I'm on the other side. I adore have children, having children, no matter how difficult that is. But that's just another part of how hard it is to be a trans person that transitions, because your journey has a price, and your life has downsides that are hard to deal with, and it's a trade-off to get a easier life, harder, to get a life where you can be yourself without feeling constantly conflicted and self-aware, where your self-presentation corresponds with what people expect of you. And that has a price, and that price is cruel to be taken out of and used against trans people as an argument. Why should it be more difficult and more demanding to be allowed to cross over into another gender? So, I don't know. It's the reality we live in. There is a price to being trans, and looking at the stories of people who did the transition and who regret it, it's a process. And people who go through it go through a lot to achieve the change, to adapt to to get the life they want to live. I hate when topics are so hard and depressing that you can't get out of them with a good and positive outlook. But I think that too is a problem of our culture, our straight culture, that having children is the end goal of being grown up, and that is a sole way for get a fulfillment. All those fairy tales that end up with live ever happily ever after just reinforced that feeling that a grown up can't have a life that is adventurous and meaningful. That all after you marry, all you can hope to accomplish is to raise your children well. Well, raising children is demanding, but it's a limited time frame and it ends. And I suggest to people go find some purpose other than just raising children. And to trans people who can't have children, who lost their fertility, and who are dealing with grief over that loss, because that is a loss that needs to be recognized and dealt with, that life is hard. We all find different ways to contribute and to feel useful and to feel needed. And I hope you accomplish that. And that's it. I wish I had something better to offer for the end. There will be a saga of an era where you can transition and have babies in a gender you were turned into. Although it won't be just, like I said, fun and roses. Anyway, see you on the other side and hang on in there. We'll talk more later. Bye.